Hey, let's get you set up with a brand new website. I figure this is a really good time to show you how to build one step by step really quickly. So we're not going to mess around with this. I want you to open up a browser or a new tab, follow along, take action with this, and by the end of this video, you are absolutely going to have a brand new website that fast. I'm going to show you how to do it. Like, so simple. I've taken away all the complicated stuff, all the tech stuff that we used to have to worry about, and I've simplified it, boiled it all down to just the essential components that you need to know to get up and running. So follow along. This is going to help you to get up and running literally within minutes. So there's three main areas that we're going to focus on today. The first one is I'm going to show you how to choose the right name for your website, the right domain name. Then we're going to look at choosing the right hosting company. And then we're going to install WordPress on that website in less than 60 seconds. You won't believe how fast it is. You know, way back, like years ago, it used to take days and weeks to build a website just like the one that we're going to build today. So once we've got this set up and you have a new website, what I want you to do is think about what type of website you want. Because once we've got the right foundations in place, we can build practically any type of website on top of it. So think about, do you want a blog? Do you want an e-commerce website? Is it an affiliate website that you want to build? Do you want a classified website? Do you want a membership site? Do you want a mix of all of those? So have a little think and let me know in the comments what type of website you want to build, and let's build it together. So I'll make a video walking you through step by step how to build the type of website that you want once we've got this cornerstone complete, because this is the right foundations that we need. So let's start with choosing a domain name. So we've got two types of domain names. We've got branded domain names. So Profit Copilot is a branded domain name. And then we've got exact match domains. So my fruit smoothie recipes.co.uk website is an exact match domain name because it goes for the exact keywords that I would like to rank for. Of course, that website, as you know, is defunct. I only use it for demonstration purposes. But today I'm going to use a different website for demonstration purposes. So when it comes to choosing between branded and exact match domains, I suppose we've actually got a third type, which is a personal domain name. So you can have a personal brand in there. I would advise against doing that because you will hear a lot of these gurus encouraging you to have your own name.com. And while that's a sensible thing to do have that so no one else can occupy that space. When it comes to building a real business, we want to make sure that we don't have something that we're trapped in. Because if you are building a personal brand, then who's got to be around all the time to create content to be, in front of it? It's you, right? If you have a branded domain name or a branded business, then you don't have to be in the spotlight or in front of things all the time. You can have someone else do it. You have a much easier exit strategy. Because I know someone who built a very lucrative personal brand, but they couldn't sell it. So this business was successful. But when he wanted to retire, he wanted to cash in this brand that he'd built up over the years. It didn't work out because it was incredibly difficult for him to sell that brand. The only other people who would be really interested in buying that personal brand are people with the same name. So I learned from his mistake that when you're setting up a new website, always have the exit strategy in the back of your mind, even if this website is like your baby. There might be a point in the future when you think, well, I really want to move on and do something else. So I would encourage you to go for a branded domain name or an exact match domain. So using an exact match domain, there's a little bit of controversy and a bit of, dispute maybe about how Google interprets or penalizes or doesn't penalize exact match domains. They made some changes to the algorithm a few years ago, which some people interpreted as them penalizing exact match domains. I think it comes down to what you do with the domain name. If you create solid content on a frequent basis that delivers value to human visitors, then it doesn't really matter if you're going for a branded domain name or an exact match domain name. It's entirely your call. So that's something that you're going to have to decide for yourself. But I would encourage you to stay away from personal brands, building one of those if you don't have a solid business already in addition to your personal brand. So when it comes to choosing domain names, keep things short, keep it simple, keep it related to your niche, some way related to your niche. So as soon as somebody sees the domain name or reads it, it says what it is. Have that kind of, oh, okay, these guys will help me to do X, Y, or Z. So I'm going to show you a couple of tools that will help you. So let's open up your browser window, and if we go to the Shopify business name generator, I'll put a link to this in the comments for you. So this is really good for coming up with potential names for your business that we can use to find domain names, right? So this will generate business names and check domain availability instantly. So if you scroll down to enter a word that you want your business name to include. So I might put in marketing business, something like that. Hit generate names, and here it's going to come back with a whole heap of different suggestions. So you can go through these, check these. We're going to have to check if the domain name exists, and also if the social media profiles for the domain name also exists. I know this is something that no one else really talks about. Everyone will show you how to register a domain name and all that, but it's not just the domain name. We have to think the next step beyond that. Once we have a website set up, once we start marketing it, we need to have a big picture overview. So we need to make sure that social media profiles are available. So if you want to use this tool, I'll put a link to it below, or you can just Google for the Shopify business name generator. In addition, we're going to use NameChk.com. So this is NameChk without the E. So it's NameChk.com. And here you're going to be able to put in some of the ideas that we generated on the previous page. So let's put in some, let's go marketing. Let's put in a few random letters just to make sure that it's available. We want something just so you can see what's available. There you go. We can see that the .com is available, .net. We've got all these domain names available that we can use for that domain name if we were doing this for real, if it was a serious website, which we will actually get to because I've already registered the domain name for that. So here you can see that we've got a lot of the social media profiles available for that domain name. So it tells us that we can obtain the Facebook and the YouTube, the Instagrams and the Blogger, the Google Plus, RIP Google Plus, right? So we can grab a fairly sizable number of social profiles for that domain name. So we've got an idea of what our domain name is going to be, we're going to kill two birds in one stone here. So we can go to GoDaddy or NameChk and just buy the domain name. But I want to take out one of the additional steps that might slow you down. It might create a little bit of a technical hurdle. So I want to show you how to just get everything in one place. So you're going to get your domain name and your hosting. I'm going to run you through which hosting account to choose right now. So we're going to buy the domain name and the hosting account all at the same time. So that means that there's an additional technical step removed from the equation, and that is setting the DNS. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, because you won't need to do it. So let's go. Let me show you this page here. When it comes to choosing a web host, there's a few things that I want you to be aware of. So the first one is EIG companies. We got to avoid these as much as we can. There is an instance when we might want to use one of these companies, which I'll explain in a second. But for the most part, when it comes to hosting, we want to avoid companies that are on this list. I'll tell you why. So these companies are owned by a company called EIG. What they do is they buy good hosting companies. They remove the good support staff. They employ cheaper staff who are not quite as skilled. They sell off the good servers, the good computers, and they shift websites over to these cheap, Rust buckets. They're terrible machines. And then as a result of that, and they cram on the number of websites on these servers, as a result, the quality of the product of the hosting drops, right? It just plummets, because they're all about increasing the profit and not so much concerned about delivering a quality product. So EIG go in and they buy up these good hosting companies, make appalling changes, and that results in terrible service for people like you and me. So you're going to see a few names on this list that you recognize. So Bluehost. Okay, Bluehost used to have an amazing reputation. They were one of the best hosting companies. And then EIG bought Bluehost. Things went south. Same with Site5. They used to be awesome. There's a few more on here. PowerWeb. I used to host with PowerWeb. Things changed. So I'm speaking from experience here. And then ridiculous. I shifted over to another company that was bought by EIG, IX Web Hosting. I used to host with those. Then I shifted to iPower. I just had a horrible few months where I didn't realize that these were all EIG hosting companies. So when I looked a bit deeper into it, I found that, hold on, they're all owned by this company. And then I did more research and found, well, this is a very common problem. So I want you to avoid making the same mistakes that I did. But you will notice that, where are they? HostGator is also on this list. Okay. HostGator, even though it's EIG, they charge so little for hosting. If you are just not wanting to spend a great deal of money on hosting because you're not sure if this stuff is right for you, then going with HostGator might be the right option for you. I can't believe I'm recommending anyone use an EIG host, but there you go. If you want to save a lot of money and you're not sure if you're going to commit to this internet stuff, HostGator might be the best option for you, because you pay so little for the hosting company. I mean, your account is it's like a few dollars a month. It's practically nothing. So in that instance, it might be worth checking out. But if you are serious about your website and you want solid uptime and you want decent support, I would avoid all the hosting companies on this list. Okay, so which ones do I recommend? Well, this is it. This is the one that I really do recommend because I host Profit Copilot with this. So Profit Copilot is obviously a very important website to me. I need it to be up and functioning. So that's why I host it with Siteground. Okay, they're not the cheapest. If you want more budget options, I'll put some links below this in the comments. Have a look through, decide which one is right for your budget. But if you're okay spending a little bit of money, this isn't expensive stuff. But if you don't mind spending a little bit of money, then Siteground is the one to go for. So what we're going to do now is when you land on Siteground, scroll right down to the footer, click on domain names. Because we're going to get your domain name and your hosting all in one. So let's say I'm going to buy the domain name marketingoracle.com. And that is because, where's the .com? There we go. It's going to come back saying that it's not available because I've already been through this step. I've already purchased it. So you put in your domain name here or your domain name idea. You might have to go through a few different options to find the right one or one that's available. And that'll it might bring you back some alternatives. So here you go. The domain name is not available, so it's going to give me some suggestions here, ones that are available that I might want to buy. So I've already been through this step, so you would just go ahead, click proceed, choose the one that you want, proceed, choose your hosting plan. So I would recommend going with hosted WordPress. I mean, there it's like £3 a month. Sorry, I'm not sure what that comes out in dollars. But after a year, the price is going to increase to almost £9 a month. So just be aware of that. And I'm not sure which one I'm on at the moment with Profit Copilot. It might be this one. But if you're unsure, you're not sure what your needs are going to be, just go with Startup. Gives you everything you need to get up and running. It's fine. So once you've gone through that and you've chosen your plan, you're going to end up with a panel like this. This is cPanel. And let me say, no matter which host you choose, make sure it has got cPanel. That is really important. You need cPanel. And then we're going to install WordPress. So cPanel looks like this. We've got loads of different options. We can set domain names. We can add on domains, redirects. We can create email accounts. We can install different software. And the bit we're interested in right now is top applications. So click on that. Click on WordPress. And this will let you install WordPress in about 60 seconds. But we need to do a few things to make sure it works the way we expect it to. So have a read of this. Make sure that you are absolutely happy with everything on here. Have a look at the features of WordPress. You've probably heard of it. You've probably already familiar with what it is and why people use it, because it's absolutely the best CMS available. We can install any type of website on a WordPress website. So we can get to that stuff in a future video once you tell me what type of website we should build. So we click on install. The nice thing with Siteground is that it gives you a free SSL, that's a secure socket layer, and that is really good for SEO. Google likes websites that have got SSL, so it makes transactions and data sent on that website very secure. It encrypts it. So with the Siteground, you'll get you get the free SSL. I haven't set that up at the moment, so I'm just going to go with the normal HTTP. The domain name is Marketing Oracle. You'll leave that blank. In the directory, leave that blank for it to install on the actual domain name. Next, think about the name of your website. So here mine is going to be called Marketing Oracle, and then I'm going to call it Marketing Wisdom. I'm actually planning to get other people involved in this website at some point, so there I can justify the use of the word wisdom. So enable multi-site, we don't need that. Account username. So put in a username and password. Mine's obviously hidden for security purposes, and then we scroll down. Click install. Oh, hang on, we've got a few options here. So have a look at these. I'm going to remove as many of these as I can. Jetpack might be a good idea if you're interested in stats, but I would encourage you to install Google Analytics anyway. So I'm not going to use any of that stuff. So watch how fast this is. Okay, I'm going to click install. Here it's checking the submitted data. 7%, 8%, 9%. I'm not going to pause this. I'm going to leave it do its thing in real time. It's saying it's going to take 3 to 4 minutes. It's going to take less than that. There you go. See how fast that was? And there we have WordPress installed. So let's check that it's online, it's working. And there you go, Marketing Oracle, Marketing Wisdom. How fast was that? Less than 60 seconds. Fully functional website. And there we can sign into the WordPress dashboard. And there we can start adding content, start posting. All good, right? So that was pretty fast. Now, once you've got your website set up and you know what kind of website you want, you're going to need to get traffic, right? So for that reason, I've got like 3 or 4 new traffic methods that you've probably not seen before, and I'm going to give them to you for free when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic. Get that for free. Nothing's going to cost you a penny. And if you found this useful, because you've now got a fully functional WordPress website done in minutes. You've seen that like 0 to 60, right? 60 seconds, less than 60 seconds. How easy. So if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel too. Remember to hit that little notification bell so you get notified of the next video. So I hope you found it useful. Take care, and I will hopefully see you again during the week. Have a good one.